Hey buddy, it's 54 News here, and today we're here with CopperCube, a 3D engine. Now, on my channel, you guys really like the Construct 2 video, so I decided to bring the 3D side of it. Now, Construct 2 deals with a lot of 2D. You can do some sort of like Wolfenstein 3D, and I haven't gotten there yet, but it will happen. But we're going to deal with CopperCube, which is a 3D engine, and it has a very similar structure on the coding. Now, Construct 2, you don't exactly code, but what I call it is basically logic brick coding. You're still following the basic concepts of coding. Do this, it will then end up doing that. On behaviors, it's very similar. I tell some if I get near something, a door will open. So today we're going to be dealing with the very simple basics. It's importing an object, telling an object to do something when we get near it. So we want to actually be with this scene. This scene is actually going to be one of our first tutorials, but we have to actually deal with how to deal with CopperCube before we actually start moving into a base project. Now, the first project will be an actual downloadable game. It's going to be an episodic game, so we're going to do with some sort of mysterious sci-fi scene. So thumbs up to that. If you like this video and the rest of this series, remember to subscribe and to hit that like button only if you want to, guys. And I will release the game pretty soon, as soon as we're actually done with the series, because this is also going to show us how you can actually pretty easily create a game in real time using this engine. So we're going to go to straight a new scene. Now all of these assets are Unity assets. So in Construct 2, I usually put a MediaFire download so you could download stuff. I can't do that. This is Unity 3D stuff. So I have all my meshes and my prefabs and everything. So I can show you guys, and I'll actually link below some sci-fi assets so you can use this stuff. You can also use 3D stuff. So after this, like 4 episode based, well, it's not going to take like 4 videos, but it's basically going to be a game that's going to be 4 episodes, so 4 downloadable games, to where you find it's going to be basically a mystery. So right now we have our OBJ, so that's going to be our object files. We do have actually a 3D as file, and that's what I made a little bit earlier. This engine does import a lot of stuff. It does not yet import FBX, which is really sad because I import a lot of FBX stuff into Blender and all these other formats. We have our textures, so we have all those that we need. And so what we're going to do is make a quick little scene. Now, if you haven't seen the first video overlaying what CopperCube is, I'm going to link it down below for you guys to actually watch, so you guys get a quick overview on how to work with it. But if you have worked with it but you haven't gone back to it, you're pretty much right here. So actually right now I'm going to click right, and we're going to insert, and we're going to insert a static mesh. Now I'm going to real quickly copy this line of telling me where to go, and I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to go to meshes, and I'm going to, I wish I could select everything and import everything, but we can't do that. We have to import everything all at not all at once, but one at a time. So I'm actually going to go for door frame, door, and then switch, and we're actually going to import everything. Let's see, go for door. So we're going to go straight for the door, and there's the door right there. So we're now going to import static mesh. We're actually going to import the frame. So there's our frame. I want to actually get the location of the center of the exact position of the door, so I can put the frame around it. So we're going to paste that there, and there we go. We have our door and our door frame. And to better see things, I'm going to straight up import stuff now. I'm going to remove unused textures. We still have some of our textures, but I want to show you guys straight up how to import the textures into it. So we're going to do textures, and actually with this we can straight up import all of our textures, so that's really, really nice. And now we're just going to try and find the one that we need. So that's one right off the bat. And now the door frame. Switches, keycard, keycard, keycard blue. Let's see, is that it? Nope, that's not it. There we go, there's the door frame. Now what I'm also going to do is set this as double-sided material. There we go. I'm also going to insert a floor. So I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to make the see 30 by 1 texture. Actually, that's pretty big enough. And we're going to insert the default no texture yet texture. So right now I'm going to make it level with the bottom so we can walk around. So that's going to work right there. And I'm just going to duplicate this a couple of times so we have an area to walk around. It's not like a whole level, but so we don't actually fall off the world. So it's going to be pretty big, but it's not going to be like gigantic. Okay. And we're going to do the other side. And then we're going to do this 3 more times. Sadly, you cannot, in like Unity, where you hit shift and you click like a whole bunch of objects to clone. That's actually, from what I hear from the developer, and actually I comment a lot on the developer forums, is that I really want that some base features similar to Unity, so that we can have basic shading and all that, and some multi-selection objects. Okay, so we have our door and our door frame. Now what we're going to do, guys, is now you know how to import stuff. What we're going to now do is move this door. So we're going to go near this door. It's going to open, and then we're going to walk away from the door, and it's going to close. This is going to be a basic switch. Later, we're going to work on a different type of switch, but this is just to get us used to working on simple coding inside of CopperCube. Alright, so what we're going to need is a camera and a first-person view. So we're going to do select, okay, so real quick, we're going to go to camera, so it's in scene editing. It's going to be create a camera, simple camera, and there we go. Now this guy is really, should be pretty huge, or not, it kind of depends. Let's select that guy, and let's go... See, scene editing, simple camera. Oh, we need, sorry guys, I selected the wrong camera. We need first person view, collides against geometry when moved. Click on that. There he is. Now we are going to be pretty big. See, he's like way too big. So we need to edit this so that he's not so big. So there are a couple ways you can edit this. I'm just going to straight up go to scale and just kind of like minimize him just a smidge. And then we need to actually go into his field of view. Not really edit it, but how close he gets. When we actually edit him this way, we're actually messing around with his how much he can view stuff. So we actually need to set it almost pretty much to 0. So we're going to move around. Okay, we're almost there. It looks like his field of view hasn't been messed up too much. We're going to shrink that, and shrink him. But we're going to... There we go. There we go. We're almost there. Just a little bit more, and we're good. So we're going to shrink him down. Make him more oval-like. So he can't fit through the door. Alright, so we're going to keep it like this, and it doesn't look like we need to mess with his field of view. He is moving a bit fast for us, and he can jump very high, so we could go straight into that. So we're going to go into behavior. So this straight up tells us how fast he can move, so I'm going to go, it's set for 0.1, which is default, and if you set him at the normal speed or our normal size, he's actually pretty big. Now we could have made it, could have put him in it and then sized him up compared to that, but I actually like having like the grid that is big as my normal world usually gets. I don't get too big, too larger than that, because usually if I do like a whole room or something like that with a lot of assets, it can kind of bog everything down, especially if high poly. So for move speed, I'm going to set to 0.01. Rotation speed, I want to play with 100 to about 150. Jump speed is going to be 1. Sometimes I play around with 2, which actually we could do right now. Max vertical angles, that's when he looks around and all that. I'm going to leave that at 88. He cannot fly and look only when mouse is pressed down. That's usually when you're playing a web-based game, but we're not doing that. We're going to do a Windows download. Alright, so he can look around. It's a wee bit slow, but I'm going to keep it like that. And, okay, he can jump. And he's moving. Now, I want to move him a little bit faster, so it's going to be 0.05. So he's moving a bit faster. I wanted this to be similar to a kind of Quake-based action shooter, to where he can move pretty fast, and we're probably going to later code and a scene to where you're supposed to like slow down on how to actually get him to move slower. So we have our character, and we have our door, and we have our floor, and we have our little mini world. Well, how do you open up a door? That's really awesome, a really awesome question, and it's actually pretty simple. It's switches. You turn a switch, the light turns on. Same thing with the door. You press a button, the door is there. Now, we're going to do the whole button pressing later. Right now, we're going to get near something and the door opens. Now, this is a really, really common, sensor sees you, now door opens. So what we're going to do is tell the door where to go first. So I'm going to move the door up. And I'm going to copy down its position. So I copied that. And what I want to do is Control Z. And then with the number and basically the buffer, I'm going to say, okay, behaviors on proximity to this door. When the character is on proximity to this door, the door will open. So distance is going to be 10. If you can see, it's like kind of a yellow. Near to what? A scene node. Or you could say the current camera. That would always work. And we're going to say camera 1. I like being very specific though. Enter radius. Action. Not set, but we're going to set it. So we clicked on this little dot button right here. And we're going to click on this plus. And we're going to say change rotation node. Change position of a scene node. Yes. Select fixed position. Change which scene node. Select. Let's see, mesh 1, since we imported the door first. And we're going to say position. Paste that. Move is animated. Yes. Alright, so we're going to hit play. So when we go near the door opens. Wow, we just made our first door. Now the door has to close. So what we're going to do is go to attributes, and we're going to say, okay, that's where the door is right now. I'm going to copy that. Copy that. Go to behavior, and I'm going to say, when I'm away from this door, it's going to do something. So on proximity, so I'm going to do another one. Behaviors on proximity to the current active camera, or to a scene node, and that scene node is going to be select camera node, exit radius, leave radius, action net set. We're going to set that to be change position of a scene node, change which scene node, select camera 1, paste the code, make it animated, select OK. Okay, so we're not in the radius, we're going to go near the radius. Okay, hold on. Near to what? Scene node. Okay, on proximity, hold on one second. Enters radius. Change position. Not camera 1. Select. We want it to be mesh 1. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I kind of a little bit oopsie here. Don't know why though. So again, I have to redo a little code for the opening. So again, I have to select where I want the store to go. So there's going to be, and then I need to copy those. Let's see, near to what? The camera, action. What do we want it to do? We want to change position. Change what scene node? Select. Mesh 1, yes. Position, paste that. Move animated, yes. Now we need to grab the code or the position that we wanted it to be at. Select OK, go to attributes, paste that. And it's over there. Oh, is it over there? Select that. Copy that. Paste that. Boom. Okay, so we should be good now. Opens. Oops, I got too far away from it. Okay, I need to go there. Change position. Need to copy that. Change position to that. Copy that. Let's see, enters radius, leaves radius. Okay, so we should be good now. Oh yeah, we have to tell it to go back. Okay. Opens. See, on closing, leaves radius 10. We can also switch that to 8. So we have 2. Let's see, camera 1. Select, yeah, camera 1. Change position of this. You need to select current position, change position, paste that, mesh 1, mesh 1, move animated, leaves radius, yeah, okay, so we should be good. Okay, and now it closes. Now what we need to do is switch that back to 10. Hit play. Open. And close. Open. Okay, we kind of need to get nearby, so what I'm going to do is now switch this more along the lines to 30. And when we, okay, that's to close it, we have to be 30 away. I'm going to say 20 away, and to open it we have to be like 30 away. So when we open it we can be further away, but when we close it we have to be 30 away is a little too far. Let's put 25. Put 20 and 10 to close it. Okay, now we're gonna hit play. We're gonna enter. So it stays open as long as we have not leave the radius, and then when we actually leave the radius, it now closes. Usually when a little bit closer, or I usually mess with switches, in which you have to click or something like that, but there we go. Now we've made our first door. And it's only opening and closing because I'm bouncing in between the closing and opening switches. Normally you would have them at the same time, or at the same distance. So they would both be around at 20. So hopefully guys you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of like weird there for a moment, but if you have any questions, put it down below. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna probably retexture everything so you guys can mess around with this file, and I'll put it in the link down below, and I'll also put a link down below around some stuff that you can use in your 3D game. So as we move along with this, you can follow along. In the next tutorial, we'll actually be messing around with switches and then keys. And after that, we're actually going to be dealing with simple first-person items. So probably some pickups, some very basic pickups, health, and then we're going to move along with dialogue and then NPC. So it's going to be a very slow progression toward a first episode of the video game. Until next time guys, remember to hit the like button and subscribe button only if you want to. Comment down below on what series you would like to see, or different items that you would like to see in this game or in the tutorial series. I can make a custom video if you really would like that. And until next time, guys, keep making video games.